Many habits nowadays are not included in the Quran. For example, smoking. How do we assure or ascertain whether they're halal or haram? Well, from Islamic law, we have the principle of qiyas, that is analogy, analysis and giving rulings by way of analogy, which allows us to carry rulings from what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has addressed to things that he has not. So, for example, smoking, and I guess this is an important point because I think there's probably a lot of smokers out there in the audience. Muslims today tend to be some of the biggest smokers. Smoking has gone down in the West due to them being forced to put on the packets that it's dangerous to health, and many campaigns against smoking. So it has reduced, it's declined in the West, smoking. But in Muslim lands, it has risen tremendously. The fact of the matter is that the argument used by most people, it's makruh, disliked. This is an Islamic ruling, makruh, meaning disliked. Meaning, if you didn't do it, you would be rewarded by Allah. But if you did it, there's no sin on you. Now, this ruling of makruh was made about 500 years ago, when tobacco first came to the Muslim world. It came to the Ottoman Empire, right? And people started using it. In fact, it was the Ottomans who developed cigarettes. The paper cigarette, rolling it, the Ottomans, Muslims developed it. Didn't know that, did you? Because before that, people smoked in pipes. Yeah? At any rate, the scholars in Turkey and elsewhere had to analyze this and give a ruling on it. And their ruling was that it was makruh based on the effects that they could observe. They found that the main harm when a person smoked cigarettes is that it produced a bad breath. We know the smoker's breath. They have all kinds of things you can buy, sprays, etc. for people who smoke. Bad breath. So they looked back in the Sharia to see, in what was revealed law, to see what was the ruling on things which cause bad breath. And we know Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had said that whoever eats raw onion and garlic should not come to our masjids. Then they took the similar ruling to smoking, which caused the bad breath. Okay, similarly, makruh. However, since the 15th century, we have had changes in our knowledge concerning smoking. In 1979, the Surgeon General of the United States of America announced to America and the world that it was conclusively proven that smoking causes cancer. Now, this has been something which had been debated for some 20 years before that. They were analyzing the results, and you had doctors saying, yes, smoking is causing cancer. We can see the evidence, statistical evidence, etc. And then the doctors who were paid by the tobacco companies, they were saying, no, it's not really, these statistics are questionable, and so and so. But finally, by 1979, the evidence was so overwhelming that the Surgeon General announced that it causes cancer without a shadow of a doubt. And they forced all of the cigarette companies to put on every box, smoking is dangerous to health. Right? And believe that those cigarette companies didn't put it on the boxes, out of concern for the general health of the population. They were putting it because they were forced. And this is big business. America is only doing that because of the overall harm to the population.